My name's Jay. I'm the founder and managing director of JRace Industries in Townsville. I was an apprentice at Big Wheels Truck Alignment. From there, I was doing a lot of custom suspension work, a lot of roll cage work, a lot of race car and custom suspension work in general. And from that, with the director of that business as well, it was a joint venture at the time, and we kicked off JRace Industries to specialize in the development of roll cages, diffs, custom suspension, all that sort of good stuff for four-wheel drives and for drag racing applications. At the time that we started JRace Industries, hence the name, we were really focused on race car stuff. There was a drag strip almost right in the middle of what is now the whole of Townsville. Shortly after starting JRace, that drag strip got demolished, and the whole of North Queensland sort of motorsport shifted towards four four-wheel drives, and as a result, our business took the direction of four-wheel drives and really slackened off on the race car stuff, but it's now starting to come back a little bit with the development of the local drive-it precinct. We started with competition winch trucks. It's probably where we first got our finger in four-wheel drives, is really heavy-duty competition winch trucks, stuff that was big, heavy, bulky, built to smash on rocks and jump things, that sort of stuff. From competition winch trucks, we shifted to competition production class, which was much more engineering focused, had to be lightweight, had to be reliable, it has to race for hours and hours without stopping and that sort of stuff, which is where the engineering knowledge started to actually build more rather than just building stuff that was just brutally strong. The development of roll cages, particularly FIA homologated roll cages in the production class space, is a very technical engineering pathway to have a cage like that homologated. That was our first big taste of a real engineering project, was that production class cage for Jeff Pickering. After that, we started to develop a lot of custom suspension products and had to work with a lot of external engineers to get that stuff compliant and on road. It was always a very long and painful process. Engineers or external engineers are always not readily available. And obviously, as time went on, we built our own knowledge in that space. We got let down a few times. A lot of engineers took our money and didn't deliver approvals. So we eventually had shifted our business focus to taking on that engineering ourselves and going, you know what, we have the knowledge, we have the skills now, we know what we need to do. So we did get accredited as engineers. We got accredited with TMR, and since then we've been processing or doing our own testing. We're an accredited test facility now as well. So we do our own in-house ADR testing, we do our own post-registration approvals, and then we do our own pre-registration approvals, not just for our own stuff, but for other clients as well. 100% of the engineering for any of our post-registration approvals or pre-registration approvals is done totally in-house at JRace. We're accredited by the federal government to perform the required ADR testing for all the approvals, and we're accredited with TMR or Queensland Transport to do the post-registration approvals as well. So that's everything from 3D scanning, modelling, FEA analysis, the actual on-road testing, the handling testing, the brake testing, the stability control testing, all of that stuff we're accredited to do. So we can take our project from design concept through to prototyping, get it on the road, and all the way through the testing and the subsequent approval from that. Probably rude for me to say, but a lot of the experienced engineers are old timers, and their knowledge is probably a little bit outdated as well. So for us to come into this knowing what we wanted and had to learn the things that we had to learn, our knowledge is super fresh and super real, especially with the revisions that the Department of Infrastructure implemented with the implementation of the Rover system in 2021, I think it was. So since 21, everybody in the whole industry has had to learn a new bunch of rules, and that's right when we inserted ourselves into learning everything. So we've started there. So we have a very small, quality-focused team, is probably how I'd put it. And what we focus on is producing good quality work rather than mass volume. Every single person here is either trade qualified, tertiary qualified, or in most cases they are both tertiary and trade qualified as well. I myself have got 4 trades and tertiary qualified engineer. We employ a professional qualified engineer here as well with 10 years experience. I've got 2 junior engineers, 1 undergraduate engineer, and we've got our qualified mechanic installers as well. So we've got a team of 7 currently. The manufacturing side of things, obviously no one can manufacture absolutely everything in-house. So there are some key components, especially that require some expensive asset machinery to produce some products. Things like axles, radius arm cut profiles, those types of things are still currently outsourced. But even a radius arm profile, for instance, that comes from Southeast Queensland currently, so it's still Australian made. Comes to Townsville as a 2D profile that gets bent here, welded here, prepped here, painted here, boxed here, everything from that product after that main key initial manufacturing process is finished. So a large majority of the manufacturing for all of our products is 100% Queensland based currently, and a large majority of it is done in-house. We never started this business as business people. We started this as motorsport enthusiasts that just wanted to make cool shit. So we install a heap of competitors' products here as well. So we install for Multi-Drive, Dobinson's, Terrain Tamer, a whole other range of brands as well. It's not just JRace products. We'll work with a client to find the outcome that they want, and we'll pick and choose what products is going to give them their desired outcome. For JRace products in particular, what we like to work with is products that are not already existing in the market. There's a 3900 kilo GVM for a Land Cruiser that already exists. We're not going and making another one. We are just making the cool shit. So we're doing high lift stuff, 35 tires. The Ineos Grenadier is a product that's not supported by a lot of aftermarket, so we are doing some development in that space. And then obviously we've started to work a little bit with the portal systems as well. Our core business and what is important to us is that we don't employ sales staff here. So there's not one person here whose job title is sales. There's not one person here who works here in marketing. So when you call JRace Industries, you're dealing with someone who's extremely qualified in this. And what we have identified is there's a massive amount of misinformation in the industry from YouTube, retail outlets, yada, yada, yada. And we cut through the bullshit and we tell you what's allowed, what's not allowed, what's achievable, can you have it on that tyre size or not? And that's what we really pride ourselves on doing, is providing the appropriate, safe and legal solution. We come to work and we have customers come in that are like, oh, well, they told me I can have this brake towing upgrade, or I can have that, and then just change to 35s after they've done it. And it's just like, this is fucking how it actually is, you know? You can't do that. This is what you can do. If you want to do that, let's change you to this other approval. And we come up with solutions that, you know, get them as close to the outcome legally as we can without just taking people's money blindly. I think our main point is that we genuinely care about the outcome for that client. If it means that we have to sell a different brand of product, or if we don't sell the product that aligns with what they're trying to achieve, we'll refer them to somebody who can actually genuinely help them with what they're trying to achieve. We're expensive, especially I see it a little bit online. JRace Industries is a rip-off. If you're going to contact those guys, make sure you take your firstborn and your left kidney. And that's because we're engineers first and we're business people second. So when we set out to design a product, it's with how do we do this safely? How do we do this legally? How do we achieve the desired outcomes for this project? And then at the end of it, we go, right, how much does this cost to produce now? And it is what it is in that respect. And sometimes we'll look at it and go, you know what, that is a little bit dear. And we can revisit some parts there and go, we can probably flick that off or get rid of that, or we can work out a cheaper way to produce a particular thing. But that is the result of a safe, fit for purpose and compliant outcome.